Guys, how you doing? Guthrie here, coming to you from East Nashville, Tennessee. It's a sunny Friday. It's about 2 o'clock. I'm going to get out there and get into it, try to get a little exercise and that kind of thing, see what's going on out in the neighborhood. I love to get in the car on a sunny day in Nashville where I got a little free time. I actually kind of have a day off today, which is awesome. The weather's beautiful. I love to get in the car, turn on some music, and just drive around and see what's going on. That's one of the beautiful things about Nashville is you jump in the car and you just take off into the city, and you never know who you're going to run into or where the day's gonna end up. I always said when you leave your house in Nashville, you better dress accordingly, because you never know if you're going to end up at Fran's East Side Lounge or the Ryman or some buddy's house or whatever. But it's always kind of crazy. But anyway, as you can see, I was doing something a little different there. I'm in the key of E. I tried to establish that right off the bat. And then I was playing the the B minor. B minor pentatonic over E. Now, I don't do this kind of thing very often, but this is a cool way to immediately access some totally different sounds. Is to play the 5 minor over the 1, right? What that does is it allows you to take a framework and muscle memory that you already know and immediately overlap that on and layer it into the sound of E. So E's our foundation, but when we start getting into changing these intervals to where you've got these kind of like gaps outside the minor and major pentatonic and the blues mixolydian stuff or whatever, mixolydian, the dominant 7 sound. This is a little different sound. It's more kind of open and it's almost kind of ethereal. There's a little kind of Middle Eastern sort of African vibe in there. It's just a cool sound to access, and you can mix it in with the blues, which I kind of tried to do a second ago. So you've got your E chord, and then just try experimenting. See, I'm just experimenting. But if you just play this, that's not going to work. You got to acknowledge that it's a little bit of a different way to use this. You're not playing in B minor. You're playing in the key of E. But we're layering in the sound. Cool intervals. that little thing in there. That's a very cool sound also. But what this is it's just a cool way to kind of start getting a little bit into something that bends your ear. And so, again, it's about how you phrase. It's about how you, and I'm making some mistakes here, but I don't care. It's about how you phrase and how you arrange these notes. I mean, like I said, you can't just play B minor, and it's not gonna sound right. You're using the notes, but it's a way to access something, because you don't have to, to play like something like this, you don't have to memorize every single note of the scale. It's a way to take something you already know and just layer it in there. Danny Gatton did that a lot, man. He really showed you that you could play like all these cool 5 minor ideas over the one. Like if he was playing an E7, he'd play all this cool B minor all over E7, all that, because it's so related, right? E, B minor, D, it's all that same kind of sound. A lot of people are going to say, yes, that's Mixolydian, but I don't think like that. I'm thinking in like if the chord, what chord are you playing over here? Cool, if you're playing over E7, then sure. That's all going to work, but if it changes, playing over chords like that, which I use that change all the time because it's so cool, that you can't play modes over that. It's not going to sound right, because I love the way that stuff sounds, because you're playing right over the chord. There is no note that's wasted. It's all, I'm trying to play right over the chord to play something melodic that really fits. When the chord lands, your phrase has to land right on that chord. You can't just go like, you can't just play some garbage over that to fill it in. It's got to be meaningful, or the people that are listening know it, If you really want to be serious about it, that's kind of how it works. But I hope you get something out of that. That's just a little idea. It sounds kind of crazy, but when you start doing it, you can really start coming up with some cool sounds, and you can just blend that in. If you're playing the blues. Throw that stuff in there a little bit. That's a fun way. Fun way to start throwing a little color into your playing there. So check that out. I just also wanted to talk a little bit. I wanted to mention something about, I'll probably do a full video on this at some point, but I want, everybody keeps talking about AI is a hot topic, and of course we don't know. Who knows where that's all going to end up? It could get crazy. It might not. Who knows? I mean, I'm not going to let that freak me out. We take one day at a time, right? So I'm not going to get into this panic or depression about AI and what that could do to music and all that. It's like, I mean, I'll tell you, it's just something that we're going to adapt to, like everything else that we adapt to. Y2K, year 2000. Everybody thought the world was going to come to an end. It didn't. We adapted to that. We navigated through that. Worldwide pandemic. We figured out a way to navigate through that. It was not any fun, but we a lot of us survived that, and we navigated through that, adapted to that, and pivoted in whatever we do. Humans adapt well, I think. And so, man, with the whole AI thing, everybody's talking about it, and even I use it every once in a while for certain things, and not musically by any means, but just as we would ask some questions and maybe help organize something or whatever it does that it is useful for. But I will say that I'm not worried about it, because I think as far as that stuff goes in this direction, we're always going to have people that love to go in the other direction. We're always going to have people that are going to want vinyl records when everything goes digital. We're going to have people that want to go see a live music performance when everything becomes really fake and robotic. I don't think that AI is going to be able to, I don't think AI is going to be able to recreate the human experience. So at the end of the day, we're human beings. I mean, I don't want to hear AI play a guitar or some robot play a guitar. Could you imagine a robot trying to play the guitar? You'd have some, it would hit the strings. It would probably sound like this, That's what AI is going to sound like playing the guitar. Maybe I'm wrong, but for now, I'm also not going to let it discourage me. So I have to say that I'm not worried about it. Does that make sense? I'm not going to start scrambling and go, oh my God, my career's over. What am I going to do? How am I going to make money? What's going to happen with the guitar? I'm more worried about my finger than I am AI at this point. But I just think that people are always going to want authenticity. I think that they're going to want the human experience. I mean, when somebody plays something on the guitar and it resonates, and you go, wow, that's amazing. I got to hear that again. I think that's coming from somebody's soul, and it's communicating and translating over to somebody else's soul. So for now, I'm not really that concerned about AI. So a lot of people have been asking stuff, but I just think that that's one of my favorite things in the world right there. That's E. That's your G-shaped B. That's a B7. See how breaking these things down really helps? All that is B7. So I'm taking the chords and playing them with single notes. right, friends. I hope you got something out of that. Just a little quickie here for fun on a Friday, and I'm trying to get motivated and come up with some new material to share with you guys on here. That's fun and education, infotainment as we call it. But I got to go brush the dust off a little bit, get a little exercise, and gonna go hear Jack Roosh up at the Underdog tonight. We will be playing every Wednesday night at the 5 Spot in January. That's the new trio gig. So we didn't. There's nothing, no bad blood at the Underdog or anything like that. We're just moving on, a little change of scenery and change of pace. We're gonna go down here to the 5 Spot, which is a great venue. We'll be doing every Wednesdays 8 to 10 in January. Me and Jed and Book are gonna start working on our acoustic record in early mid-December. There's courses coming. There's workshops coming. I'm working on a lot of stuff here. I've got my 2 venues locked down for October of 2026 to do my 4-day workshop, which is going to be me and my friends. It's going to be amazing. We're getting it dialed in, and we're gonna blow the roof off with this one. So keep that in mind. There's much more to come on that. We've got almost a whole year to plan that, but lots of stuff happening, of course. And then we'll see you guys down the road. All right. Thanks a million. Telecasting to you from East Nashville. All right. Cheers.